Hello, I'm going to talk about video games today, specifically growing out of video games. Will we ever grow out of video games? And if so, when might that be? Do you remember when you were younger and you could play video games for up to 8, 9, 10, 11 hours at a time, and you played until the sun came up? Marathon video game sessions. I think every game has taken part in them. Obviously more so when we were younger, when we had more time to burn, less responsibility, and willing playmates who shared our love of gaming. I personally used to love playing Bomberman on the SNES. Do you remember that game? It had an insanely addictive four-way deathmatch, and I used to play that with my cousins all the time for hours at a time. And time ceased to exist when I played that game, and psychologists use the word flow to describe what happens when you're so absorbed in what you're doing that you lose yourself. And in a state of flow, time seems to pass in an instant. It's different for everybody, but for me it's video games, and that's why I've always loved video games, because for me they're the ultimate form of escapism. And I take comfort in the fact that when I'm old and brittle and unable to travel, I'll still have virtual worlds to explore and conquer. When my legs give out, when my bladder gives out, I'll still be able to hop and skip and jump around in the Mushroom Kingdom, and I'll still be able to lose myself to blot out the suffocating demands of reality. And I'll be able to do this until the day I die, right? Maybe not. I've been reading this excellent book. It's called A Shed of One's Own. And I came across this rather terrifying passage, and I'll read it to you. I'll just read it to you now, hold on. Here we go. The problem is that for most of us, our idea of what constitutes fun were defined in our youth, and they have adapted about as well to middle age as we have. For Robert, it was computer gaming. He loved it. He was good at it. He ended up working in the games business and flourished. Until he was about 38 and found that playing games for hours made him feel a bit strange. He got headaches, his heart would race. In the morning, after increasingly fractured sleep, he would have what amounted to a hangover, despite physically ingesting nothing that could have caused one. He had discovered that after a certain age, his body could not keep up with what he required of it. He had to cut down, and now he thinks he will have to give it up altogether. So that's the end of the quote. So I was wondering, is this what happens, is this the future for all ageing gamers? Bleary-eyed hangovers are brought about by fitful sleeping? To younger gamers, 38 is a lifetime away, nothing to worry about. But for people closer to my age, I'm 31, that's a kind of an uncomfortable forewarning of things to come, of the future. Do you think you will ever grow out of playing video games? For the record, I don't think I'll ever grow out of playing video games, but it'll be really interesting to hear what you have to say about this. Is there anyone that's watching this has ever stopped playing, found that they could no longer play video games, didn't want to play video games, they grew out of video games for whatever reason? So leave a comment below. I'd be really interested to see what you have to say, and thank you very much for watching. Thanks.